As you can see, the fields have nothing on them. Most places didn't have enough rain to even get the cotton up. Some places it was thin, but a lot of places we just didn't have anything. We've got to put out some water for a few cows. The dirt tanks just didn't get enough rain over the last couple of months, so we're having to keep water out for them in troughs. As a farmer, I can typically fix anything I need to, but the one thing I can't do is I can't make it rain. It is so frustrating. It really runs your emotions through a roller coaster. You lay awake at night a lot, just, kind of wondering, is that cloud gonna get here? You watch the radar, just hoping that it's gonna go over your farm. When I can see my cotton wilting and just barely hanging on, it just really makes it hard to come home and be in a good mood at any time. I've been farming for about 16 years. My wife and I got married and we started off with just a few acres and then moved up through the years and are now at about 2,500 acres. I have 4 kids. I have a 15-year-old son, Ace, and then I have twin daughters, and they are 12, Kagan and Kendall. And then I have an 8-year-old son, Lane. Last year, our crop was just tremendous. We got rains when we needed it. This time last year, the fields were just snow white. This year, it's completely opposite. You can drive up and down the road and all you see is brown. Usually this, all of this, all the way to that grass, every field around here would have cotton on it. But a year like this, where everything is disastered, is just, I say devastating.
"2022 will probably go on record for one of the driest that we've ever had in the Texas High Plains. If we get into a season like we had this year, it is in many ways hopeless. It, to me, very much highlights how important it is to have insurance in place. It's in many ways a safety net for those farmers that make a living on the land.
On years like this, where we don't have any rain and we don't have any crop, the only thing that is our safety net is our crop insurance. The insurance will get us close to a break-even point, and what we have left over from last year or previous crops will help us pay out and keep us afloat. For us to say we only broke even, we can only do that so many years before it really catches up to us and we're behind on keeping up our equipment.
The ones that I'm very concerned about this year is the infrastructure that's in place that relies on cotton. Ginners, for example, they need that cotton coming from the field to their yards so they can run. It's problematic because in many ways there's nothing out there to protect them from a bad crop year.
This gin's been here since 1973, and it's the smallest crop it's ever had. Their previous smallest was in 2011. They ginned about 12,000 bales. And we're hoping to do 6,000 to 7,000 this time. So we've cut back all we can. We're working with the least amount of employees we can. We do not have drought-related insurance. It was offered to us, but we couldn't afford it. And we're gonna have to borrow money. I could see $1 million pretty easy. It's like I said, to big corporate companies, $1 million is a drop in the bucket, but to us, that's a lot. I mean, you just wear your knees out every night praying for moisture. And when he's ready for us to have it, we'll have it. On a normal year, like last year, we had about 35 people it takes to run that gin 24 hours a day. This year, we've got 12 people. And then you take the 23 less, that was $350,000 that you just took out of this community. 23 families, and that's just here at this gin. There's 5 other gins in this county, so if we're all pretty equal, that's gonna be $1 million plus just in Crosby County.
Years like this, when we really struggle, it's really hard for me to teach my kids how important the farming industry is in our area. I struggle sometimes at keeping a good attitude about it, but I know that I want them to see how amazing it is to see those rewards at the end of the year when you harvest it, how it makes you feel. I want them to understand that. I have to really work to make sure they see that even in the hard years, we're thankful for what we have.